happen, it's because the fighters don't want to fight and take the fight with me, and so I think it might be time to go.
What about the possibility of fighting David Morrell Jr. then?
That would be a great fight too. So there's a lot of good fights on the table. So if we could get any of those fights, those would be the fights I would love to get, But like I said, if I can't get any of those fights, then I might go to 174.
Now you had a fight against.
This is a question like we all can probably talk about it. I know Mr. Espinosa back there. We're talking about a lot of people in here, and we're seeing tomorrow is a Cuban fighting in there, back there, and it's another Cuban that can be on your way, David Morrell Jr. Great guy. He basically came to the U.S., made already, world champion, 5 fights, already WBA champion. When we can be talking about making this fight happen, it's a fight that a lot of Hispanic people be talking about. You and Morrell in the ring, 2 big guys that can collide in a big fight.
Yeah, definitely. If we can make it happen this year, then I'll be all for it. David Morrell is a great fighter. He's very technical. He's had a lot of big amateur career, and I'm down to make that fight happen whenever. I seen him yesterday. I gave him a handshake. He was a cool dude, and I'm ready to make that fight happen whenever.
What do you think about that, Mr. Espinosa? Is a possibility? It's going to make the numbers when we're talking about what is happening tonight in here and seeing this combination, Mexico, Cuba, and a big guy in Morrell?
Well, putting nationalities and ethnicities aside, the reality is it's 2 of the best fighters in the division. And whenever you do that, we saw that last week. We saw that with Fundora and with Luby. When you put the 2 elite guys in, you usually get something memorable. So that's the motivation, on that fight. Now, personally, I think, I know David and his family probably want this as soon as possible. I'd like to see Morrell get a little bit more exposure yet. Let him grow. Let this. I'm not a fan of sort of marinating, so to speak, but he hasn't fought on Showtime yet. He's going to fight on Showtime. We'd love to build up his audience, make that a really, really big fight, because that's that's skill-wise, it's 2 of the best guys in the division, without a doubt.
Jose, like they said before, you're the kind of a trainer and that keep it for real. You go all about your son, but how big and how important did you see that collision in between Morrell and him?
I mean, that is a big fight, man. I can't, it gives me chills, just to think about it. That's a fight that also another fight that's very dangerous, a good fighter. And like Espinosa said, we just have to wait and we keep working, staying focused, and whatever comes, whatever they say, we're ready to do. We're here to work, and they do a great job, of the fights that they're doing. Him and Luis de Cubas and the whole team, man, they're doing a great job. We just go to the gym, work, and we just wait for the date and the opponent. We never said no to an opponent. To this day, no, we never said no to no one. So we're just here to fight anybody, and I think that's a great fight, and I can't wait to make it happen.
David, how comfortable is it to make 168?
It's good with a good diet, a dedicated diet. It's not easy, but I can make it good. And that's so I've been in camp since like January 15th. So I've been on top of my diet and top of my water, so everything is going good. It's very easy to make.
He had high praise for you. Benavidez said you are more of a challenge fight than Caleb Plant, who's a champion right now, and Edgar Berlanga. He said you are the best out of the 3. What's your thoughts on his comments about you and that potential fight in the future?
Dice que Benavidez definitivamente ha hablado con respeto contra ti, que de los 3, incluyendo a Berlanga, a los de 168, que tú eres el que más está preparado, como que te dio tu respeto. ¿Qué es lo que tú piensas sobre eso?
No, el respeto es mutuo, tú sabes. Yo lo respeto a todos de las 168 libras, a todos los respeto. Pero sobre eso pienso que tiene toda la razón. Berlanga no ha peleado con ningún boxeador que de verdad sea de respeto. Incluso hasta el último que peleó logró los 8 asaltos.
Yeah, I mean, the respect is mutual for him as well as he has for me, what he's mentioned about me. But he is correct. I mean, compared to the other 168, I don't think there's anyone that is at my level. And when it comes down to it, I mean, even someone like Berlanga that people do talk about, and I think that's a fight that a lot of people want. His last fight, they fought people that aren't to an elite caliber, and he lasted the full 8 rounds. He didn't really prove himself. So, I mean, I agree with him when he says that there isn't much to prove, and the respect is mutual as far as him as a boxer and what he says about me.
Yeah, y Caleb Plant, la última pelea que tuvo, un hombre que le pudo haber ganado ante los dos, fue hasta el 12, like, no.
As well as Caleb Plant, you know, he had an opponent in his last fight that it was someone that he should have beat prior to the 12 rounds. He lasted the full 12 rounds. So to me, it seemed like, you know, it's easy.
Well, you obviously, you know, have a short list at 168. Who is on your short list?
Una pelea que tú quisieras tener, o quién está en tu lista corta con que quieres pelear en la 168.
Todos.
I want everyone at one.
No, yeah. ¿Sabes? Quiero pelear con todo y como digo yo, que todo va quedando en la bolsa poco a poco.
What do you think about David Morrell? He's a Cuban fighter that's currently 5-0 right now.
I think David Morrell is a good fighter. You know, he's a good lefty. He had a good amateur background, and he's a good fighter. That's definitely a fight that I would love to make happen in the future. You know, it's definitely it would be a crowd pleasing fight, and those are the type of fighters I want to get on my resume, because he's a good fighter at the end of the day, and I feel like he's a great fight and would give the people a great fight.